Greetings, everyone. This is Jeff Wilkerson, professor of physics at Luther College, bringing you the next in our series of what to look for in the night sky. We're looking at the week of April 15th this time around. We start the week with the moon about half full, so we got a little bit of moonlight, and we end the week with the moon at full, and so we got a lot of moonlight by the end of the week. As we always do in these cases, we look for things that we can either see under the bright light of the moon, or early in the week this week after the moon has set. So the moon will set 2 or 3 in the morning as the week starts. We can look at some things that are visible after that time. So this is what we're going to do. So let's follow the moon. Let's start with what the moon is going to do. Just over 50% full to start the week, the evening of the 15th into the morning of the 16th. That's Castor and Pollux, the twin stars in Gemini, and the moon will be just over 5 degrees away from Pollux and separating as the night goes on here. A few nights later, the moon will have filled out all the way to sort of 80% full, and we'll be sitting next to Regulus, that is in Leo. So you'll look for it about the same distance from Regulus as it is from Pollux 3 nights later. And then by another 3 nights later, the 21st into the 22nd, it's sliding through Virgo and is essentially full. It's over 95% full at that point, and so it's very close to the nice star Parima. We look at Virgo. Spica is the very bright star here, and we always look at the base of this martini glass or this Y shape that's up this direction. And we're going to come back to this now, this time, to say early in the week, this region of the sky is up and well placed, high in the sky after the moon has set here. So if we're starting at the beginning of the week, let's go find a couple of deep sky objects out that direction. Let's just go do it now. We were going to do it later, but let's just go out and do it now. So if we take this Y of Virgo, start at Parima and go up the left side of the Y, the east side of the Y, and we just keep going, the next brightest star we come to is a 4.3 magnitude star. Now 4.3 magnitude isn't very bright, but as long as you have dark skies, as long as the moon has set, and you don't have a lot of light pollution, you can see that star. Okay, so you can see this 4.3 magnitude star. It's in Coma Berenices, is this star, and just next to that star, right next to that star. So we go about the same distance up, bonk, bonk, a little bit less, between these 2 stars in the Y of Virgo to get up to this 4.3 magnitude star. And we got M53. M53 is a globular star cluster. So maybe M3 is going to be easier for you with binoculars. Maybe you can see this with binoculars. A telescope's going to be give you a real nice view of M53 right there. Remember, we live in a spiral galaxy, and if that's the central bulge of our galaxy, we live out here in the flattened disk, and the globular star clusters live in a halo around the center of the galaxy. And so we've got a good chance to see a couple of them right here. If we go on up, the next star we come to, if we just keep walking right on up this direction, another 10 degrees or so, the next star we come to is a 4.2 magnitude star, about the same brightness. Okay, that's the beta star in Coma Berenices. And we turn a right angle and step out just over 6 degrees. We've got another brighter globular star cluster, M3. So M3 is a nice big bright, it's actually across the border in Boetes, but it's a big bright globular star cluster. And if you can't see this one with your binoculars, you can probably find this one with your binoculars. If you can't see them, for sure you can find this one with your binoculars. But in any event, you got a couple of really good examples of globular star clusters. Now if we go back down here to M53 and its neighboring star, and we move about 5 degrees angled up this direction, we come to a 5th magnitude star, a star that's fainter, noticeably fainter than these 2 stars. And this star has a companion right next to it that is M64, is a spiral galaxy in and of itself. To see M64, you're going to have a telescope. So if you can slide the 5 degrees up here, find this star that's about a 5th magnitude star, right next to it is going to be M64, and see if you can find that galaxy. So these are your deep sky treats for the week. Poking around Coma Berenices, if nothing else, most people haven't ever seen the constellation, haven't ever paid any attention. They haven't known they've seen the constellation Coma. And so if you just follow the left side, the east side of the the Y of Virgo on up and get these two stars, you've found a new constellation and some fun new stars to look at. So that's what we got for you. You want to do this early in the week when the moon is only about half full and is setting as we work our way through morning. Once you get to midweek, once you get to this point, the moon's too close and it's too bright and it's going to wash these things out. You can probably still find these stars in Coma, but even that's going to be hard by the time the moon gets down here to this time. So the moon, you know, these are fun things to see the moon next to Pollux, the moon next to Regulus, the moon sitting between Spica and Parima up here. So that's a good thing to be checking out. Now, also in the morning, we've got Saturn and Mars climbing into the morning sky. They both rise more than an hour before the sun now, so you should be able to start to pick these out. And it's interesting because Mars moves rapidly against the background stars, you know, and Saturn does not. And so what we're seeing right now is Mars is really separating from Saturn. So if you can get out, 5 o'clock-ish is when they want to crawl over the horizon right now. So you probably don't have, you need a good eastern horizon, and maybe 5:30 local time, depends on where you are. But enough before the sunrise so that you're not really getting a big bright glow from the sun yet. See if you can see these two dots of light climbing across the horizon. They start the week about 4 degrees apart. By the end of the week, Mars has separated from Saturn to almost 8 degrees. So they start pretty close to one another, and they really separate out as the week goes on. So you want to start this early in the week and see if you can see that happening. By the end of the week, we've gained a little bit on the sunrise, and it'll be a little bit easier to see. And by next week, we'll talk about them again. My guess, I haven't paid attention, but my guess is the moon, this full moon that's going through Virgo right now, is going to wane away. Well, I do know that. I don't have to guess at that. It's going to wane away, and my guess is it's going to slide by this region of the sky. And so we'll return to thinking about Mars and Saturn at the beginning. Venus is going to pop out there. We've been watching Venus in the evening sky earlier. It's going to pop out there soon enough. And so we're starting to get a grouping of planets there in the morning sky. And this is a good week to start to see if you can see Saturn and Mars and watch those two separating. And then we can track these on as we head towards summer here. So that's what we got for you this week. The moon waxing toward full from half full and moving past a few bright stars early in the week before it gets close to that full. We can maybe find the stars in Coma Berenices, and we can find one galaxy and a couple of globular star clusters. And let's check out the planets as they rise into the morning sky. As always, everybody, thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great week ahead.